Hey, what's up, my brothers? Tony here, man among men. And I did a video a little bit ago about domestic violence. And I want to reiterate a few things. Listen, man, I am not against you jumping in a domestic violence situation. If you see a man who's smacking a woman around and you have decided that you want to jump in there and help that woman out, by all means, brother, be a hero and do what you do. I'm not against that at all. Go ahead and do your thing. But what I am saying is there's some things that you need to consider. And I'm talking to my younger brothers. There's some things you need to consider. The first thing I think you should consider, if you see a situation like that, the first thing you should consider is this mutual combat or is he beating her up? Because we got sisters these days that can fight with the best of them. So every time you see a man and a woman fighting, dude, it ain't necessarily the man that's beating up on the woman. Sometimes it's the woman who's kicking his behind and he's doing the best he can to defend himself. So you got to consider, man, is this mutual combat? Because it could be. Second thing I think you should really consider is if you step to a dude and they're in a domestic violence type of situation, I need you to think, if you have to take a weapon and hurt that guy, or if you end up hurting him in any kind of way, ask yourself, do you think that if you got to go into a court of law that woman going to stand by your side and say that her husband was wrong and that you did the right thing? No, man. 9 times out of 10, let me tell you what's going to happen. If you end up hurting that guy, that woman is going to go to the court. She's going to look that judge in the eye. She's gonna look the district attorney in the eye, and she's gonna say, me and my man wasn't doing anything but talking. Then this dude came out of nowhere. He pulled a weapon on my husband and shot him. I don't know why he did it. My husband is the best guy in the world. He would have gave him the shirt off his back if he would have just asked for it. I don't know what happened. Then you know what you're looking at? Dude, you're looking at prison time. I mean, you seriously looking at some prison time trying to help out. Then you got to ask yourself, what if you get involved in that thing and the dude hurts you? And you got to end up spending 2, 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks in a hospital setting. Then not only that, then the bill that's going to come with it. Who going to do that? Who going to pay for all of that? You done lost your job. You're going to lose your company. Your family worried about you. Your wife all messed up now, because you done jumped in trying to help somebody. Listen, man, the only thing I'm saying is this, my brothers. When it comes to this domestic violence situation, when you see people out there fighting and carrying on, what I'm saying to you is this. Sometimes it ain't the man beating up on the woman. Sometimes it's mutual combat, because that's the only way they know how to communicate with each other. They fight, man. That's what they do. Then I'm saying to you that if you get yourself hurt or you hurt him, you might be looking at some prison time or you might be looking at some hospital time. Listen, man, we don't live in the 60s and the 70s no more. See, back during the 60s and the 70s, you can do that kind of stuff with ease, because back then, during those times, a man would look at you, and if he figured he couldn't take you, then he'd just back down. Those times are gone, bro. Those times changed. Everybody pack a knife, everybody got guns, everybody irate, and you got a lot of men who walking around here. They don't mind doing prison time. It just don't mean nothing to them. So if you want to jeopardize your life, man, go ahead and do your thing. But for some of you younger brothers who into thinking, I want you to think this thing through, bro. And if you don't personally know her and she ain't part of your family, so that you understand the background of what's going on, then I suggest, man, you really, really think about that thing. Whether or not you want to jump in this and jeopardize your freedom, jeopardize your life for a woman you don't know. And yes, abuse is a horrible thing. Yes, abuse is a terrible thing. And yes, that dude need to be doing some prison time if he beating up on that woman. But what I say is, man, unless some dude is approaching my wife or my daughter or one of the girls in my family, I'm going to let the police do what the police supposed to be doing. Now, don't misunderstand me. If some dude stepped to my wife, okay, then yeah, we got some issues and I'm willing to go to prison over that now. Yes, I'm willing to go do some prison time over protecting my wife. My wife. My wife. Not some strange woman on the street, like one of my daughters. Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll go do a little prison time over one of my daughters. But just some strange sister, well, I ain't never seen in my life, I'm gonna jump in, fight this dude to break it up so that I can rescue her. Okay, then when I rescue her, then what? I want you to think about this. Once you rescue her, if you're successful and you rescue her, then what? What you gonna do with her? Dude, she gotta go back to him. She ain't gonna go to no shelter. She ain't gonna go to the police. She going back to him. So now what? What you gonna do with her? I'm just saying, and I like guys, I'm not against this. I'm not against it at all. And God knows that I don't want no woman to be abused. I don't think this should happen to any sister at all. But I'm just saying that there are some factors that must come into play if you're gonna jeopardize your freedom and your life to save a sister. You need to think these things through. That's all I'm saying, young brothers. Think it through.